Hi, everybody.
Our last podcast
Happy December, by
made
the way.
me laugh
this is
a lot.
Thrilling.
Oh, yeah, right.
I'm just so thrilled with December. It's my favorite month ever. I love the holiday season so much.
You and your mom are big Decemberists.
And my kids.
You're all Decemberists.
Especially our youngest. He loves to decorate.
Yeah.
He was decorating this morning. We have so much fun. We should get a tree this afternoon.
Okay.
That might be a little intense.
It's okay. You've named a couple things to do.
Yeah, we got some stuff on the list.
Just talk.
I keep piling it on.
Let's
I'm like doing the wife pile on today. I'm like, oh, and this. And we should go do this. We could do this.
I like that. You're creative. You had something you wanted to talk about, and I don't know what it was.
All right.
I don't know. You mentioned something that was like making you laugh, and I was like, we'll save it for the podcast.
Okay. So I'm a supportive wife.
True.
I'm a grateful wife most of the time.
No, I don't think you're that grateful, but I think you're super supportive.
Well, I'm really grateful in the area of what you do with the boys with baseball.
Yes, and from the last podcast, everyone can see how much I do with baseball for the parents too.
Okay. So, but I have noticed a little quirk that I'd like to bring up because I didn't know if it was just me feeling kind of impatient, but I don't think so. Okay. So it was after our oldest game, and then we had some time to kill before our youngest. I think it was the same day as the last podcast shorts situation.
It was
it was that day.
The outline day.
So, we went to that restaurant to eat in between, to the Good Neighbor restaurant, whatever it's called.
Yes.
Okay.
Got it. Remember.
And then, so I noticed, and then I've noticed other things, like when I was out of town, and then I'd call to check in when I was missing the games because I was filming, and I was like, how'd the game go? Okay, so it was at the Good Neighbor restaurant and then also on the phone. Excuse me. After a game, you have a lot to download about the game. But it goes on forever. And forever and ever and ever. And you walk me through, if I did that to you about anything in my life, you would have some kind of cut me off point.
You do that all the time.
No, I don't.
On the next level.
I don't talk your ear off incessantly on one subject.
Yes, you do.
What subject?
I could name subjects, but I'm not going to.
No, I'm very curious. I was talking to you as a fellow artist.
Okay.
No, but we have that in common.
Sure, I didn't mind it.
I don't
it.
have
But
every single kid.
It was nonstop for weeks. 2 weeks. But I didn't mind it.
It wasn't nonstop for 2 weeks. It was one day I had a long talk with you.
No. But I welcomed it. I welcomed it.
See,
and
here's the thing. If you welcome it. Okay.
I did welcome it. You just don't welcome baseball.
But I love baseball. But I don't need to hear every kid's stats for the entire game. Then your choice as a coach on how to handle this and every move they make on the third pitch, the fourth pitch. Then the other team switched out their pitcher. And literally it's play by play. It's like AM sports radio. And I was like, oh my God, it doesn't stop. And then at the Good Neighbor restaurant, that's all you talked about. And then it kept going and going and going. And then you talked to the kids about it, and they're not even interested in the recap.
You make
me sound crazy. And they're the ones that played the game. And you just keep going. And yeah, buddy. And so what about that? And you keep going on this nonstop loop about the game. And I just wanted to understand it.
The season is done now.
Go.
I went through I got my own mic. The season is done now, and I went through an obsessive baseball period. A lot was happening with baseball. The Dodgers were trying to make it to the World Series, and then did, and then it was
a great series.
Did. And I'm coaching Little League for both of my sons' teams, coaching one, assistant coaching another, and I became baseball obsessed. And I play baseball, I play in a league with hard ball pitching, and I love the game. I love baseball. I think it's a magical sport. I think it's a special sport.
I agree.
I think it's a very American sport. God bless this great country of ours. And I love baseball. So I went through a period of time where I got just obsessed with it. And I also combined that with how much I love my two sons and love them and love baseball. And then they're playing baseball, and they both were getting good at it right in front of my eyes.
Yeah, all of that is awesome and beautiful.
And it made me obsessive. I just became obsessive on the subject.
Okay.
And so I was obsessive.
Literally, every single player on the team, you'd walk me through everything that happened with every player through every inning.
I was taking these young kids through the journey of becoming better at a sport and watching these guys have
that's awesome.
Wins and successes and accomplishments they didn't think they could pull off. One kid was like couldn't play any position very well, and he became our middle relief pitcher. And there he was, like closing batters down. Oh, sorry. See, look at this.
That's what I'm talking about.
But this was a kid who was like not very athletic and was kind of embarrassed and kind of apologizing for everything, to being like a kid that was like arriving on the game day with his chest puffed out.
That's beautiful.
And I love that shit. It just makes me
beautiful.
That's the stuff I would talk about. It would make
really.
me well. I would talk about stats too, but
yes,
because
a lot of stats, a lot of
stats.
changing of position, a lot of the mental,
the strategy, the coaching
strategy,
strategies, the coaching strategies was obsessive
the
for me.
backstory behind the strategy,
The backstory of the coaching strategies, obsessive. Which kid was gonna show up that day? Which kid was gonna have clunkers and not do well? Trying to predict.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
the
obsessive
entire
for me.
thing.
Obsessive for me. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Obsessive.
I don't think that the thing that you told me that I talked a lot about is similar.
Well, here's the only similarity.
I don't think that's a thing to comparable.
Well, the difference is
It's
that
not a comp.
the difference is yours was actually important for life and mine was not.
No, yours is important for life in terms of you helping the boys and helping other kids grow. All of that is like if the conversation went like this, how'd the game go today, honey? And you're like, oh my God. So such and such showed up. You know how he's like, been on a learning curve here. And we got him to the point where he accomplished this. His chest was so puffed out. It was so.
You would like that.
Well, I'd been like, wow, awesome. And then he hit a double, and then the other guy, and then they scored points. I'd be like, great. But it was like backstories and it's come in. We have our friends coming in the room. It's all good.
I went into backstories and
hello.
And
it was a lot of backstory.
But here's a comparable for it.
Okay,
right.
Give me a comp, because mine was like legit discussing.
Listen, and I actually want to know for my friends.
As a fellow artist,
I want to know for my friends with girlfriends out there. Jenna leaves messages on people's answering machines that are 5 to 7 minutes long. David,
because
Giovanni,
I don't like
anything
phone
out there?
tag. I don't like
Jenna
phone tag.
doesn't leave a message that says, hey, it's Jenna, call me back.
No,
Jenna
because
leaves a
it's
message
phone tag.
that says, hey, it's Jenna. So listen, about that plumbing thing. So the plumber came over the other day, and here's what he said, and you'll leave a 7, and this is what happens every time to you, is you will talk for 7 minutes until it says, it cut me off. You know how many times it happens to you?
It does.
It says, you say, it cut me off. And I'm like, yeah, but you talked for 7 minutes.
I did.
Who the hell would want to listen to a 7-minute answering message?
Here's why.
Just say, it's Jenna, call me back.
I'm a busy person, and I don't have time for phone tag. I hate phone tag. I hate it more than anything in life. Well, no, there's shit I hate more than phone tag, but I hate phone tag. So, and I'm busy. And so if I'm in the moment where I have the time to make the call, I'm going to leave as much information as I can.
And you do.
So that they can call back and give me the answer, and we're done.
And you do. And you
I do.
Long
but
messages.
I go way too much into it.
But I don't agree with that choice simply because people are going to have questions for you. And now they have to remember all the data. It's just better to actually just say, call me back. Unless it's a yes or no. Hey, it's Jenna, data, give me a call back and let me yes or no. You're saying things that you're going to have a discussion about anyway.
You're right.
You're going to make them repeat it all.
It's a logic blind spot I have.
Oh.
Bodhi, this is David again. Come here, David. Just come here. Bodhi. So come here. Come on. Just squeeze in.
Again. All right. This is good.
Okay. All right. So you want me to tell?
Yeah, just
okay,
say it, because they couldn't hear what you just said.
Okay, good. So I think that, I've known Bodhi for a long time, and since texting has come about, I can't really get him on the phone very often unless I know that he needs me for something. It's very rare that he will pick up the phone.
He doesn't talk on the phone.
Yeah, and I think he's always not liked talking on the phone. Is that correct?
Hate it.
Even before it was like, I hate the radiation against my ear.
Jenna
when it
has
was
the same
normal
problem, David.
landlines.
I don't talk on the phone. I get off the phone as fast as I can with
Yeah,
Jenna.
I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not done. I was in the middle of something.
Right,
He's
you
like, yeah,
think-
gotta go. And he hangs up on
you
me.
think that you did something to upset him, like oh my gosh, I don't remember. Oh, I must have missed. I miss his birthday. I miss his birthday, and that's why he's upset at me. But it's just because he doesn't like to talk on the phone.
But when there was like rotary landlines, did you like talking on the phone?
Hate it.
So, but
Always
you
hate
blame
it.
the radiation now, and it's actually not that.
I hate talking on the phone. It's so I like the texting because I never have to answer anyone's phone call, and I'm like, "What's up?" David, I do it with Jenna 10 times a day. Jenna calls me, and I'm like straight to voicemail, and I text her, "What's up?" I don't get her phone calls either.
It makes me feel a lot better.
And
It does.
and here, David, I have to tell you one other thing Jenna does now that I've got you back here for today's podcast as well. Here's another thing that Jenna does that makes me fucking nuts. Jenna has a taper off to an end of a phone call that lasts, and you can clock it, sometimes a minute and a half.
Oh, you mean when she has to explain something more?
I'm not that person. I don't like talking on the phone that long either.
But okay, here's the thing she does. So be like, okay, so Jenna, I got it. I should go. And you're like,
I go, okay.
and this was just okay, good, because I have to be able to know by 2:00. Yeah, then I'm saying, and I'm like, Jenna, I have to go, and she's like, yeah. So by 2:00, I want.
You have to understand.
She
that's
tapers.
All women.
She tapers.
All women do that.
Forever. I'm like, I just want to hang up the phone.
See, so stop attacking me as a singular point of something wrong with me.
It's true. I mean, it's true that it's not fair. The only way to know is if I was to have a period of time where I was able to date other women, I would see how great you are.
Yeah, because you never dated them. You just fucked them.
Oh shit! What does the cat do? What does the cat do in the movie? He goes,
You wouldn't know the
What does he
first
do?
thing.
Ooh.
I had to teach you how to be a gentleman.
True.
I feel.
Did your
added and
dad teach you
applicable
how
at
to
this
be a
point.
gentleman? Did your dad teach you like gentlemanly things?
Have you met my dad? No, I'm kidding.
I have. I love your dad.
Yeah, I would say that was more my mom. I would definitely say that was more like.
And did your mom?
My feminist lesbian mom did not teach me how to be a gentleman. No,
Okay.
You did. My feminist lesbian mom didn't teach me one single thing in this world about how to be a man.
Okay.
At all.
Chill.
Yeah, I just want to say, I have to get better at this personally. But when Jen, my wife, and I, when we started dating, I was such a gentleman and have become less so. And I need to, I need to fix that. And I think
You take us for granted.
I think that's true. And I think that every guy goes through it. Am I right about that, Bodhi?
Yeah, that's true. We
But
take 'em
if
for granted.
we gave you sex every morning,
Then
you
it would be, I mean, it would
you'd
be
respect
on,
Oh my
us
God.
so
Opening
much.
doors for you and
yeah, I mean,
Oh my God.
it would be like Remains of the Day.
They didn't talk to each other in Remains of the Day.
At least they were polite.
There was sexual tension in Remains of the Day.
Yes,
the whole
ma'am,
thing
this.
with Remains
Yes,
of the
ma'am,
Day
that.
was that there was tension.
oh, there would be saluting, yes, ma'am.
But I get the
shoes would be
properness,
shined.
that's what
how
you
high,
mean.
jump. You say jump, we say how high. That's how it would go. Sex every day would be like, yeah. I mean,
I'm going to do an
there it
experiment.
is.
Don't say you're going to do a sex experiment because you'll never follow through with it.
If I got paid, I would.
I've told you
You
before.
pay me, I'm awesome.
I told you before. That's prostitution. You keep submitting your idea of something that's called prostitution.
No,
and you
because
never
it's just
realize-
one
That's
penis the
oldest
whole
profession
time.
in the world. What's wrong with that?
Jenna keeps saying to me, if you paid me for sex, I'd be okay. I'm like, Jenna.
But it's
that's-
one
but
penis.
That's a whore.
No,
That's called a whore.
I'd gladly make money off sex with you. I don't want many penises. I just want yours.
So what's the amount?
So it's not
Have you-
prostitution.
Have you worked it out for yourself?
Yeah, it's called bringing home the bacon.
I bring home bacon, just not as much bacon as you.
Right.
You bring home a lot of bacon.
Admittedly, that's tough. I mean, you're pretty badass in that arena. That's
Thank
tough to
you.
compete with. It is.
Thank you, David.
Fist pump.
Thank you.
Fist pump.
Fist bump. I bring home bacon. You bring home the pig and the cow.
I bring home the whole farm, yo.
I know, and then it makes my bacon look like it's like it's like McDonald McMuffin bacon.
It's just the
Here, honey,
pigtail.
here's a piglet.
It's the curly tail.
Here, honey, have a McMuffin on me.
That was our first date.
McDonald's?
Mm-hmm.
In your Celica, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, it was in the
74
Thunderbird.
74 Buick. It
Oh,
was
the
in a
Buick
74
that I
Buick.
dropped the transmission on and left parked somewhere randomly in a parking lot and abandoned it.
She just was like, yeah, I dropped
The transmission dropped and I actually didn't understand what it meant.
Right.
I still don't.
I don't think I do either. But
27 years later, I hear he doesn't understand what that is either. So, but you really made me wrong for it, but I understand.
No,
'Cause
I
it was
don't
really
think-
irresponsible. It was a badass, cool car. And I was just like, I don't get what happened. I don't even know what a transmission is.
here's what
I don't
you-
know what it means to drop. It's not on the ground.
Here's what you missed about that car. So there was a secret that I was not saying about that
Oh
car.
my God, it all comes out now?
because I never thought about it until just now.
Oh.
Here's what it was. This
Maybe we'll start getting along better.
I don't think this is that big of a secret.
Oh.
But there was a girl
Oh.
that had stayed with me
Oh.
named Melanie, and she was like parents were friends of my mom's, and she was like this cute redheaded German girl that was
Oh.
staying in my apartment.
Oh.
And she was staying there for a few months.
Oh.
And while she was staying there, she went out and she got this car, right? She got this 74 Buick. And it was this old, weird little, well, it was an old, big car. And then all of abruptly, she was like, I'm tired of America. I'm tired of this shit. And she left. She's like,
I don't blame her.
And she said, take my car and sell it for me and send me the money. And she left, and I was like, I'm not fucking selling your car, and I'm not sending you money. I'm just going to drive your car. That was the car.
Oh.
So she was being ridiculous.
Did you have sex with her?
That has nothing to do with
This is
anything.
incredible.
That has nothing to do with anything.
I'm Team Jenna on this one. Did you have sex with her?
I don't feel comfortable talking about it right now. I feel like
How was it?
it was a little sweaty. It was a little sweaty.
Did you enjoy this very much?
No, the accent was very strong, and she was very militant about
Is it
it.
safe?
She redheaded on both.
Oh, did the
bottom?
curtains match
Redhead
the
top and
drapes?
Let's just say the drapes match the curtains.
Oh wow. Well, I think we've established that. I
Same thing.
I think we've made a major breakthrough today.
Drapes and curtains are the same thing, aren't they?
No, the drapes match the curtains. The drapes and the curtains, the same thing.
Is it? Do they go on?
Wait,
go
I
on
gotta
top
look
of
it
each
up.
other? Let's look it up. But everybody knows what we're talking
But where does the
about.
expression come from?
I want to know. I need to get my little handy Webster's out.
It's not gonna say when the hair matches the vagina.
Drapes and curtains.
So I
Does the hair
kept a
match
secret.
the vagine?
Does the hair match the vagina? She was very nice. She was super nice.
Okay, here we go. What does it say? Drape. Yeah, where's the noun? Noun.
Where's noun?
Noun.
Oh, screw you, Miriam.
Can we?
Hang on. No, just keep talking.
Yeah.
When you keep talking, I have to bring the mic over.
Was her name Hannah?
Her name was Maroney.
Maroney.
Maroney. And she
And that's how she talked.
and she was very sweet, and she stayed with me for a bit.
Hanging cloth used as a blind, especially for a window. Synonym, curtain.
So where's
Maybe
the
it's like a
expression?
thing. Is it like the curtains match the drapes? Like, is it like because you're
Oh,
calling
right.
it the same thing?
Maybe it's like how part of the house has drapes, one part has curtains. So you want to know if everything matches.
Curtain, hanging cloth used as a blind, especially for a window. Synonym, drape. Exact same definition.
Oh, so maybe it's just a synonym thing.
Because it's dumb-ass men who make up these fucking idioms and don't know what they're talking about.
Makes sense to us.
It's like, does the chair match the sitting
Yeah.
utensil?
No, it's like, does the fork match the fork?
Does the toilet match the commode? It's the same thing, right?
So
Same
I guess
thing.
it's the same thing. The drapes.
Yeah.
So this is a girl you were having sex with who then you didn't make America great for her. So she took off back to Germany. And then she wanted you to sell the car and send her the money. You didn't because you're like, fuck you. I just fuck you. I'm not going to take responsibility for you. Then a new girl comes in and is driving the car, drops transmission, and you make it seem like it's the biggest crime in the world.
Nailed it. Except for the part part.
Whoops, except for the fart.
Except for
Whoops.
the, there was not. There wasn't like tons of sexes. There was like a sexy occurrence that occurred, but it wasn't like a continual sexes occurrings. With the Germans go.
Yeah, so that was very clear. That was very clear what he just stated.
That's kind of what
A
happened.
little on the spot right now.
Kind of what happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't sell her car or even try to. I just drove it around the city of Hollywood until my new girlfriend dropped the transmission, and I was like, what the fuck?
That was kind of like me shutting your shit down. I think that the whole transmission dropping was kind of me moving in going,
Mine.
uh-huh.
You do have a mystical power.
I do
David,
have a
which
mystical power.
where
I
any-
have massive mystical powers.
Any girl that's ever flirted with me has had horrible things befall them. Like the power of Jenna is insane.
I remember this. I remember a long time ago we were all in acting class together, and Bodhi had been like flirting with a girl in class, and Jenna came and shut that shit down. I don't know if that person is still alive. I didn't want to say that, but Jenna just came out and said it. Yeah, I don't know that she exists anymore, or evidence of that person. Yeah.
When I move in with a lot of intention on something, if I'm against it,
Oh yeah.
it crumbles.
Yeah, I mean,
And I don't have to do anything. I don't have to say anything. I don't have to do an action with my hands. I literally just have to walk into the space and disagree so hardcore that the shit just goes.
Yeah, it comes
I've
apart at
seen-
the seams.
yeah, it
That's for
does.
sure. Yeah, I mean, and even
That's
like
what
you
Bodhi
guys
said,
have.
you fuck with the bull, you get the horns with me.
Yeah, but like you guys have even talked about it. Like where friends, like girlfriends of yours, have been like,
Oh yeah.
Jenna's intimidating.
Yeah, I've had girlfriends of mine say like, I'm afraid of your wife. Like I've had girls that I flirted with, and then they remember who my wife is, and you can see them like crumble in on themselves.
They look inside themselves for a second, and they go like, you can see them like they're from their eyeballs looking out at you to like inside their mind going like, oh fuck.
Yes.
And then they're back, but like but
They
have seen things.
Yeah, they get like scared smell. They get like a musky scared smell about them.
Almost like the cat when they have that gland, they go.
It's like an octopus. They usually leave with like a trail of an ink. Like they just squirt their ink and leave. Yeah. So
I'm a really like I'm a pretty generous, kind,
You're very
patient,
kind.
compassionate
Yeah.
person. But there is something, and it hasn't happened in a long time.
no, all the women are afraid of me.
Oh, you told the story? You told the story about me on your shoulder and your jacket, right?
Oh, about the girl falling through the fire? Me falling through the fire?
No, at the party.
Oh, the party.
The party who
Did we tell that
I can
story?
never ever say who the person is because the person exists and I know this person 30 years later.
I think we did tell that story.
Where I decided I was gonna go and fuck a girl.
Do you know that the whole
It's horrible.
time
I never texted another girl. 27 years. This is all just fun stories.
Yeah, no, David saved him. Thank you.
David saved me
You
from
should
doing
thank
something stupid.
him.
Oh, he has.
I have many
Okay.
times. David saved me. One of the times I almost did something really stupid, David actually saved me.
Do you
from
know
doing
the
it.
whole time that we knew that girl way years later?
Yeah.
I didn't know that's
That was the girl that I tried
you were
to-
trying to
to go and do something
But
stupid
it makes
with?
sense because
and
she
then
kind of
David-
exudes weird.
Yeah, she was
Weird Mama
I remember
Jabba.
back in the day when
She exudes weird-
I
weird
was a single
juice.
person in 1896.
Uh-huh.
And I was not. I was like, really that one? I was a little like that, and I think that's what helped me keep you away. I was like, that. Listen,
You're like, it's not worth it.
if
That's
you're
not the
ever
one
gonna
you
if
do.
you're ever gonna do this, this is not the time. This is not the time. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
went back
That would have been
accidentally and watched the film because I noticed it was on Netflix that I met her on and we were in the film together. I've done a lot of. I have 100 credits on IMDb. It could be any one of 100 credits, although it's probably not
I would
Armageddon.
just probably stop now.
Because it's not Bruce Willis from Armageddon.
I love you guys. I have
Okay.
to go.
Okay,
We're
bye,
going.
David. Love
We're gonna
you.
wrap up too. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
And
Doesn't
then I
matter.
took photos of you drunk on the floor once you finally made it back to the apartment.
I made it back to the apartment and I tried to take off my clothes to put on pajamas and I passed out on the floor naked.
of the bathroom.
No, it was just on the entrance to the bathroom,
Oh.
naked with my
The
pants around my
threshold to the
ankles.
bathroom.
And you took a lot of photos because you thought it was the cutest thing you'd ever seen. You thought like
well,
that's very
mocking you in your
cute in a mock-
stupid moments
cute
is a pleasurable
in a
thing to do.
castrating my husband mocking kind of a way.
You opened the door for that.
Yeah, I did. I did.
I
don't
feel
want-
like if someone opens the door to stupidity, then it's sort of fair game.
when
for,
stupidity knocks, you got to answer the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
When
I-
stupidity knocks, you got to answer the door.
I think we're gonna wrap it up for the day.
Yeah, because there's lunch over there, and
Lunch
I'm
is
really
here,
hungry.
and I'm hungry, and our kids are getting hungry.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry I made you wrong about the transmission. I don't want the podcast to be a series of things where every single thing, an argument we've had, we just realize that you're right about. That would suck. I don't want to do the podcast where every fight we've had, we just realize my mistake in it.
I just like that you just realized that.
no.
So that's satisfying to me. I love you.
I love you too.
I love you more and more.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I don't love you less and less after 27 years. I love you more and more.
I have the same thing. I have the same thing.
I think that's pretty cool.
It's going okay.
Mhm.